and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm doing a really cool video. I'm really excited about it. It's a little bit different. It's going to be fun. So today I'm doing a video on kind of the geography of the known world of A Song of Ice and Fire. Now don't click off out of boredom. I'm putting a little bit of a twist on it. So what I'm doing is I'm going to talk a little bit about the known world of A Song of Ice and Fire, and then I'm going to talk about what is west of Westeros. This was first brought up by Arya in season 6, and it really got me thinking. I think it's a really interesting topic, and I think it will be addressed again in the books and the show. I think it's a topic that's going to come up again, and I really want to kind of start speculating about what might be west of Westeros and talk a little bit about the known world and kind of try and theorize from there. So let's just jump right in. If you do enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and as always, if you have any questions, comments, requests, comment below and I will get back to you. Okay, so Arya talking about this in season 6 was a very significant thing for me. Every line of dialogue, every action, every movement included in the show and all of the writing in the books is there for a reason. There's no empty words, there's no empty actions, everything is in there for some kind of reason. And Arya talking about what's west of Westeros is there for a reason. In my mind, I think that she is going to go and explore that area, and I will talk a little bit more about that at the end of the video. So first of all, let's talk about the known world, so we can get a little bit of context and then talk about the west of Westeros. So as we know, we have Westeros. Westeros is obviously the main point of view for this entire story. We have the Seven Kingdoms, then we have the Wall, and we have Beyond the Wall. Beyond the Wall, I'm going to put up a screenshot now of the official map, and I will be constantly going back to this throughout the video, so keep an eye out for it. So Beyond the Wall is very, very large. George R. R. Martin has said it's about the size of Canada, and we don't see all of that in this map. It drops off the end. We don't actually see it finish. It's possible that this goes on for a lot longer. It's possible it curves to the west, and this is a very large area. That is probably how the White Walkers went undetected for 8,000 years, because they're in the Lands of Always Winter, which is at the very, very top. Then we have Essos. Essos is the biggest continent as we know. It's fucking massive. So there is the West of Essos, which is the Free Cities and the former Valyrian Peninsula. Then we have going on into Slaver's Bay, the Bay of Dragons as it's now called. We have Qohor, we have Karth, we have the Dothraki Sea, we have Vaes Dothrak, we have the Shadowlands and Asshai. And again, Essos doesn't end. There's no finishing point. It just drops off the map. It's a very big continent and it stops at the Shadowlands and Asshai. These areas are very rarely ventured into and rarely explored because of the dangers of the area. So it's possible that Essos carries on. Again, we don't see it end, we see it drop off the map. So it's possible that Essos carries on. And it's possible that it goes all the way around, so there is actually a point between Westeros and the west to meet up with Essos. It's possible that Essos carries on for quite a while and is much bigger than we ever thought. And the reason that area hasn't been explored is because you have the Shadowlands and Asshai as almost a barrier. It's a very dangerous area, people don't like venturing there, so it's very possible that they kind of stop people exploring any further. It could be that there's actually a closer linking point between the east of Essos and Westeros through the Sunset Sea on the west. Then we have Ulthos. Ulthos for me is a great one, because George R. R. Martin has admitted he included Ulthos in the map purely to prove a point. He did it to prove that Westerosi people don't know everything. They know very little about the east of their own world. The Maesters even know very little about it. Ulthos is this landmass continent island, we don't know, it's never been specified, underneath Asshai and Essos. It's densely packed with jungle and has never actually been explored, so no one's ever actually gone through and mapped it. It's kind of, we only see the very, very start of it, the tip of it. We don't see what's underneath. It could again be a huge, massive continent that we haven't seen. It could link up with Essos for all we know by going round. It could, again, go really far south and to the east a bit more, possibly peeking out the other side of Westeros. And then we have Sothoryos. Sothoryos is mapped on the northern coast and then goes into more densely packed jungle. We don't know anything below that. Apparently the natives of the Summer Isles have very well documented maps of the area that they keep a close guarded secret. Then we also have the Summer Isles, which is south of Westeros and is a area of islands all closely packed together where the Summer Islanders live, and that's very well explored. There's not really much more to know about that area. So what I'm saying is the world might be a lot larger than Westerosi people think it is. George R. R. Martin has said that the world is round and it is also a little bit bigger than Earth. It has the same gravity and it has the same kinds of seasons, they just last a lot longer, as we know, with winters lasting 6-7 years and summers lasting even longer. So it's very possible that because the world is so much bigger, that the continents carry on. It's possible that Essos carries on. It's possible that Westeros is much bigger at the top. It's possible that Orthorios is this huge landmass. The same with Sothorios. It's possible there's more islands out there that have been undiscovered. There could even be a continent out there that's undiscovered. I would not put it past George R. R. Martin to have some huge undiscovered plain west of Westeros. I mean, at the start of civilization, that's how people thought it was on Earth. People used to live on their continents, Europe, the UK, America. They used to live on these land masses and think that they were the only thing. They didn't know there was anything else out there until travel and exploration started, and it was a shock to everybody when they saw other people and saw other land masses. So it's possible it could be the same. Westeros and Essos and all these areas are set firmly in the medieval times, and exploration started kind of going after the medieval times. So it's possible that towards the end of the story, towards the end of the character's arc and everything like this, we'll start seeing that exploration. I think that'd be really, really cool. So, what is West of Westeros? That is the question. And I don't know, guys. I don't have any inside scoop from George R. R. Martin. I am just speculating. But I think we are going to find out. I think we're going to find out because Arya has spoken about it. Again, why would it be in there if it wasn't going to be talked about in the future? So it's possible west of Westeros there is more land, there is more islands, there are more people and cultures and civilizations that are fully built. So I want to draw your attention to A Feast for Crows, one of the books in the ASOIAF series. So in A Feast for Crows, during the King's Moot on the Iron Islands, a man named Gilbert Farwind shows up of House Farwind. He showed up and made a claim for kingship, and everyone was like, who the fuck's this guy? Why is he trying to be king? What the fuck's going on? And he promised to take the Iron Islanders west of Westeros and take them to a land without winter, where every man would be a king. They quickly dismissed him as a crazy person, quite harshly, in my opinion. They dismissed him, and even the Farwinds turned against him. It's pretty harsh when your own family isn't even on your side. So, yeah, he was just dismissed. What if he was telling the truth? What if there is this landmass where there's peace and prosperity and happiness, and he's gone and seen it, come back and tried to give the Iron Islanders a better life? I don't know why you'd come back if it was that great, but you never know. He has family there, so I guess he wanted them to join in. And then he comes back and he tells them, come on guys, there's this great place, and they all ignore him. Well, fool for them if there is this awesome place where they all could have gone. Gilbert, I hope you went back there, and I hope you had a long, happy life there. Because fuck those guys who didn't believe you. But yeah, it's possible that there is a large continent, large island, large landmass west of Westeros, and that Gilbert has seen it. Perhaps other explorers from Westeros have gone that way, found it, and just stayed. Westeros is in a constant state of war. Even during Robert's Rebellion, it was peaceful, but there was still a lot of stuff going on with the commoners and the small folk. So it's possible that people go there, they flee to that, they find this landmass, continent, island, what have you, and they stay there. It's also possible people die making the journey there. It could be a very large sea, similar to the Pacific Ocean, and people just don't make the journey. It's a very hard question to answer. So it's really difficult to say what could be there. There could be a whole civilization of people who are maybe more advanced than Westeros. There could be only endless sea. George R. R. Martin has said no one has ever crossed the Sunset Sea. So no one has ever made it to the other side. So it's possible that there is something in the middle that people have made it to. They've just never gone the whole way. They've never gone from Westeros to the east of Essos through that route. So it's very possible that there's nothing. George R. R. Martin has said that, you know, people, sailors have sailed out there and looked, and all they've seen is endless stretches of sea. And I think that's really important, because that is a big comparison to the first discovery of the Pacific Ocean. Now, way back when this happened, a group of sailors were trying to find a quicker way back to the Spice Islands, as they were then called. They were trying to find a quicker way back from America to Spain through the Spice Islands. And so they went through the Pacific. No one had ever sailed that before. No one had ever been successful in making it all the way around. And it was extremely horrifically difficult, because the captain, who unfortunately was killed when he tried to invade the Philippines, his second captain, who then took over, said that all they saw was endless stretches of sea, endless stretches of grey, and that they thought that that was it, that they had dropped off the edge of the world and all that was left was sea. A lot of them got scurvy, it was very difficult, but then they found the Spice Islands, they found the Philippines, and it was an amazing discovery. It was absolutely sensational, and it was one of the biggest discoveries of humankind, that there was a way around, and it confirmed that the world was round. So that was really, really interesting, and I think that's been kind of echoed a little bit in the story of Westeros and what is west of Westeros. It's possible that it is just sea, just to reach Essos again. There's actually nothing there, and it's just endless stretches of sea, and maybe there's one or two sparsely populated islands, one or two places that aren't populated. that may be rich with resources, but it's very possible there's nothing there, and that would echo, you know, the human kind of exploration. It would echo what it's like on our world. Because bear in mind, George R. R. Martin lends a lot from the real world. He lends a lot from medieval times. He lends a lot from Earth to tell his stories. You know, a lot of historical events are actually reworked into his own stories. It's possible that he's doing that to us again. That, you know, it's just sea. And, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. I think that'd be quite cool. You know, that actually it's just an endless stretch of ocean, and that what we know about the world, that's it. Maybe everything's a little bit bigger than we thought, but there's actually nothing else on the west of Westeros. And maybe Arya sets out, and it could be a retelling of what happened to one of the previous Starks. We know George R. R. Martin likes to repeat things from the past. He likes to kind of redo things to kind of show this full circle and kind of the past almost foreshadowing the future. Now, there was a member of the Stark family called Brandon Shipwright. He was the king in the north, and he attempted to sail the Sunset Sea, and he never came back. He was lost at sea. His tomb in Winterfell is completely empty, and his son Brandon then took over and burned all of his father's ships in grief. So it's possible that Arya sadly may have the same fate. Maybe she'll try to go west and she'll fail, and it's just sea and she dies, and again her tomb is empty, and it's kind of a retelling of that old story. Or it's possible she succeeds where her ancestor failed, and that she manages to go all the way across and go to Asshai. That is traditionally where it would go. If there was just sea, she would eventually reach Essos. It may be that she reaches Asshai, it may be that there's more of Essos and she reaches there faster. It would take a lot of fucking supplies, but still, it's possible she makes that journey, and that would still be a monumental thing, that, you know, it goes all the way around. First of all, it would prove to everybody that the world is round, and it would also be a big discovery. I hope she goes west, because she doesn't really have a place anymore. She joined the Faceless Men, she has killed a lot of people, she really doesn't have a place as a lady of a noble house. She'd be forced to marry, she'd be forced to settle down. That's not the kind of person she is. She's the kind of person to explore and have adventures and have fun. And it seems like that if she can go west to Westeros and do this amazing exploration and document it and map it and bring back proof, that would be really, really cool, because she'd contribute to the Stark name, not through getting married, not through having a keep, not through kind of being ambitious and trying to climb up the ladder. She'd, you know, contribute to the Stark name by being the first person to find what's west of Westeros. And I think that would be really, really amazing. And I hope that's what they do. And I think that's maybe what they were hinting at a little bit, that Arya will go west and she will find new things. She's had such an unsteady journey, an unsettling journey. She hasn't really known where she's belonged. What if she belongs with the explorers? I think that'd be a very befitting thing for Arya Stark to do. So yeah, I do hope you enjoyed this, guys. I've tried to speculate a little bit. There's not a whole lot of evidence on this subject, but I thought it'd be a fun thing to talk about. Thought it'd be a good thing to kind of think about. Comment below with your own theories. I would love to know what you guys think might be there. Tell me if you think it's a landmass, a continent, if there's just sea, if there's small islands, what you guys think, any hints you might have. And I will be back in a few days. Make sure you give this a thumbs up and subscribe if you did enjoy it. Again, I will be back in a few days, possibly a week, with a new video, probably season 7 related, and I will see you soon, guys.